Thank you, Gowri, for the generous introduction. Congratulations, Sivasankari. Congratulations, Deepa. And congratulations, Ramu. I am immensely happy and extremely reluctant to speak on this occasion. I am reluctant because for two reasons. One, everyone in this august assembly are familiar with Sivasankari as much as the palm of their hand. So whatever I am going to say may not be new to them, and they may consider that, oh, it's not interesting. The second count is I am a member of the extended family of Sivasankari. She used to say that we are friends for 45 years. God willing, let it continue for another century. But because of that, whatever I say, even my genuine remarks, carries the risk of being discounted or dismissed as an affectionate kudos. But I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for the book. I'm happy for the book because it will transcend her further beyond the limits of the Tamil domain. Sivasankari is already a well-known, well-read, well-respected writer among the writers of the Indian languages. Hardly there are not many writers who write in Tamil are recognized beyond the Tamil sphere. But Sivasankari is an exception. I can recall quite a few incidents. Couple of years back, in a Sahitya Academy seminar on South Indian fiction, I shared the dais with an eminent Kongani writer, Damodar Musa, and the first name he was able to recall among the Tamil writers was Sivasankari. In 2017, when I visited Calcutta to receive my Bharatiya Bhasha Award, Mrs. Kusum Kimani, who came and held my hand, she is the founder of the award, she came and held my hand and said, how is Sivasankari? And in Tirur, when I attended the Meditation Festival, MT Vasudevan Iyer, he used to inquire about the health of Sivasankari. And I would like to quote from the preface of Khushwant Singh, who wrote the preface for her first volume of her magnum opus, Knit India Through Literature. The indomitable Khushwant Singh wrote in his preface to the first volume of Sivasankari, I quote, Tamil Nadu has given in India many poets, novelists, and journalists who made their mark in their own mother tongue, as well as Indo-Anglican literature. Sivasankari also belongs to this small band of Tamilians who made her name as a writer in Tamil as she did her books in English. She made a niche for herself in the Hall of Fame of Tamilian literati as well as common people. That's the point. It is very unique of her. Hardly, I couldn't think of any writer who is well respected in the arena of Indian literature, as well as quite popular in the popular circuit. Unfortunately, in Tamil, the popular magazines and the little magazines suffer by Canon label syndrome, and it is very difficult to get out of that frog's well, and only a person like Sivasankari can do that. She is unique in many ways. How many of us are fortunate enough to have M.S. Subbulakshmi singing when we are in the cradle? How many of us are blessed to have a father to gift us with a deer calf when we wished for it? How many of us are privileged to celebrate our birthdays in mid-year with Prime Minister? She is unique, and this book is also unique like her. This book is not just a memoir or autobiography, but to me this is a record of social history. Social history of a city that is ever growing. Social history of a class of society, and social history of the journey of a woman. In one of the chapters, Sivasankari describes T. Nagar was less populated, calm, and peaceful. Do you believe that? Can anyone witnessing the surging crowd at Pandi Bazaar and Ramnarayan Street can never believe that? And she said there were times the Besant Nagar beach was a desolate location, and people were scared to go there after 6 in the evening. And Chennai is growing fast, growing vertically. While it's growing, it is erasing vehemently the footprints of the past. The place where Mahatma Gandhi once stayed, the houses of the forefathers of Ravi, is now a luxury hotel. I'm sure someday someone will write in Facebook that Mahatma Gandhi stayed in luxury at Chennai. A house in the contemporary sense will mean a place at the 7th floor, but Sivasankari, taking cognizance of this fact, describes her house the house that was in Tirumalai Nagar, Tirumalai Road. It was a house where one has to walk a bit from the compound to reach the entrance of the house. They had a sprawling front yard, and now nobody can think of it. And when I was reading the book, when I was reading her description of her childhood, I could imagine Sivasankari playing cricket or some other rough game with her brother Lakshman in Pattu Pavadai, and swiftly changing gears in few minutes to dance to the jatis of Bharatanatyam with her cousin Shanti. Music, dance, filter coffee, a Hindu newspaper, pujas, cricket were all the icons of the middle class, upper middle class Brahmin family. When I say pujas, it is not just reciting the slogas, but the delicious, veritable prasadams that we get along with that. Sivasankari has written, in those days, laddus used to be of the size of a football. And so this book is also a social history of the upper middle class, Brahmin middle class. In one of her chapters, she describes about the wedding of her schoolmate and a relative. Incidentally, both of them failed in their class at the time. Her schoolmate was at 9th standard, and I think Sivasankari was in 4th standard. So a girl at 9th standard might be in an age of around 14 or 13, and a marriage for her. And Sivasankari, her contemporary, after getting graduated, in spite of being born in an affluent family, the so-called silver spoon, she opted to take a career in an American bank. See the two faces of women of a particular period. This book is also a record of a journey of a woman who have traveled through the various periods in which the society has changed. I'm not going to tell you every bit of the interesting information that is described in the book, but I can assure you that the book is so interesting as much as her novel. And I see quite a few academics and professors here. I wish they take this to the classrooms to tell their students where we were and where we are now. And Sivasankari is a very classical example of the changes that society, the community, and and our women have traveled all along in these years. I wish Sivasankari many more books, and I wish myself many more occasions to speak on her.